Jr. and today is actually the weather out here in Stockton, California is just simply marvelous. Of course, every day is simply marvelous when you really think about it. And what makes every day simply marvelous? Well, what makes every day simply marvelous is the fact that you hold on to that thought in your head. That's what makes the day. That's what makes the circumstance. That's what makes you and I as an individual completely happy, completely successful. Now, it's not magic. It doesn't happen that way. It's really about the rituals, the exercises, and what we eat that affects and impacts our attitude, and obviously our attitude affects our altitude. This is Santos Rolon Jr. here on Next Level Consulting. I've been on a series of videos talking about rituals, talking about self-development, talking about mind optimization. And I wanted to add as a kind of an extension on a video that I just recently created out of my in my makeshift office. So I'm outside today, and I figured I'll add to the video because I really want to continue to talk a little bit about the mind. You know, I'm 49 years old, and today I find myself not only living the dream, but I find myself very challenged because I have a responsibility to help people, to help others change their lives. And for a long time, I didn't know what was going on with my life. All I know was that I was trying to change. You know, I talked about change, and there was times where I may have committed to change, maybe just a little bit. I would go in a certain direction or stay out of a certain place or try to do some different things, you know. But ultimately, it's like my body, my mind, and my life would go right back to the same stuff that I was doing before, that I was trying to get away from. And one thing that I thank God, I thank our Creator for, is the fact that I never seriously got hooked on what we call the heavier drugs, you know, in life, because we all experiment with different things, you know, alcohol, pot, and some of the other stuff I don't really want to mention, I don't care to mention in this video. But you know, I didn't realize how my mind was working back then in those days. I had no idea. I really didn't understand what paradigms were. I didn't understand belief systems or programming. I didn't understand any of that. I really didn't understand our sinful nature. You know, by nature, we're already, you know, some people say that we're born to be winners. Well, that could be true. That's a possibility. But we're also born, and it's easier for us to do what's wrong than it is to do what's right. And that's what I found. That's what I found in my life. I don't know if you can relate to that. Maybe you can. You might disagree with me on that, but it seems to me like that's kind of like the norm, that it's easier for people to do the wrong thing than it is to do the right thing. And you know, happily, from early on, we're being programmed. Our mind, we're either being programmed for success or we're being programmed for unsuccess. And we know, as we look at the world today, statistics, and we could read, we could look out into the world of entertainment, media, and just in general, we can look out at companies, we can look out into the world and see the success that's out there. And they say, statistics tell us that only about 98, about 98 or 2 to 3% of our population are successful. Or that number's even been narrowed down to 1%. So 97 to 98% of the people basically are not headed for success or are not achieving. And You know, what am I getting at in this video when it comes to paradigms and mind optimization? That I use myself as a guinea pig here, because for many, many years I was always looking for a way out of to change my behaviors. You know, I wanted to live differently. I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to think differently. I wanted to have more money. I wanted to have better friendships and so forth. And it seemed like everything that I attracted to myself was kind of wrong, wasn't good. Can you relate to what I'm sharing in this video? Can you really relate to that type of lifestyle where it just seemed to be attracting all of the wrong things? And maybe you get a pretty decent job and it pays okay, but then after a while you realize, man, do I really want to work this job for 40 years or 30 years? In fact, that doesn't really exist anymore, to work at a company for 30 or 40 years. And you know, job security is getting, it's getting slimmer, I think, every year. And most people, in fact, they did a survey. I was listening to the speaker not too long ago, and he was talking about a survey that was done that about 80, I believe it's higher, 80% of the population do not like what they're doing for a job. They don't like what they're doing for work. So I can relate to that. I don't know if you can relate to that, but that seems to be the truth. And it just, you know, when you have such a high rate of people being unsatisfied with what they're doing, it really creates a lot of animosity. It creates anger. It creates problems. You know, it's because if you're not happy, we know when a person's not happy where that leads us. So I wanted to just kind of add to the video that I was talking about the mind, optimizing the mind. And what does it take? Is it possible to get an operation and remove part of your scalp and get a new brain put in there? We know that's not literally. Well, you know, technology and medical science and the breakthroughs that we're having today, it's amazing. I mean, they can transplant organs. I don't know if they've ever transplanted a brain. But I do know this. I do know that if you reprogram yourself, it changes your behavior. It changes the way that you live. It changes your lifestyle. It changes everything about you. But it is a discipline. It is something that you gotta want to have. You gotta want to do, because it is a discipline and it's a daily ritual. It's just like going to the gym. You know, people that go to the gym year after year, they lose weight, they gain muscle, they learn to eat better. Obviously, they're healthier, and you know, you have more energy. You definitely just completely. It's a whole different lifestyle. And today, going back to mind optimization, today for me, it's a whole different lifestyle. I never knew that I could be the person that I am today. And I have a responsibility. That's why I create videos on YouTube. That's why I share what I share on YouTube, because I feel that I have a responsibility, and I feel that I have a gift to be able to encourage people to do the same thing that I do and that I have done. It's almost as if I've transplanted myself with a new brain. I think differently today. I speak differently. I behave differently. And, you know, I've got tremendous confidence. I've got boldness in my life. I'm doing businesses that I'm actually sticking with. I say that, you know, I've got some longevity with some of these businesses that I have that I truly believe in today. And I can actually help others make money from home. But more importantly, I can help people get the breakthrough that's needed. You know, somebody asked me, well, what kind of breakthroughs do you help people with? Well, the one that's needed the most. How do you do that? Well, there's a variety of ways that I do that. And I'm starting to get to the point where if you really want to know what I do here, watch some of my videos. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking about your life, you're thinking about where you're at today, maybe you're not happy with yourself, or you could be happy with yourself, but maybe you're not happy with things that are happening around you. And happily to say, the truth is that we attract what we think about. We bring into our lives the harvest of the seeds that we plant. And I know that I'm still dealing with issues that I planted way back. Because just because you change your life and you start behaving differently doesn't mean that everything is just going to become, uh, you know, cream pie or a nice steak and potatoes every day. That's just not the way it works. But again, it's what you hold on to that makes the difference in the day. The difference in the day. So we really have to get into the point where we're actually feeding our subconscious in order to optimize the the paradigm or paradigms that we are holding on to. We have to literally exercise our mind on a daily basis, and it's a ritual of exercises that need to be done: reading, education, association, self-positive talk, affirmations. Those are all the things that I talk about in my videos, so I'm not going to get into that here, but I'm encouraging you, if you're not happy where you're at today, and if you're evaluating your life and you're looking at your life and you say, yeah, I want more. I want to make some changes. I must make some changes. I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel, comment below this video, and keep growing with me as you watch the videos that I'm producing. We can grow together. So with that said, I think I'm going to end this video. I don't want to keep it too long. Once again, I hope that you make this day a super fantastic, terrific, over-the-top day, daily, in spite of and because of. And I will see you at the top on my next video.